The Cardinals haven't quite gotten off to the start that they've wanted to, but as Tony La Russa has pointed out, it's only the second week of the season. Would their fortunes change in the desert this week? While you're trying to figure out who's more annoying between the heckler in Phoenix and the broadcasting duo of Dan McLaughlin and Rick Horton, I'll make sense of this series. Coming up on the Hot Corner. Cards take 2 out of 3 from the Arizona Diamondbacks in what could be considered as Lance Berkman's coming out party as a Cardinal. Monday night, Cards win 8-2. Pitcher Kyle McClellan came to the conclusion that how the season's gone so far, if he wants some run support, he's going to have to get it himself. And he did just that. Starting in the third inning, Yadier Molina gets a hit to start it off. Then McClellan doubles to the deepest part of center field, scoring Yadi. He doesn't stop there. It's already 2-0 in the third after Skip Schumacher doubles in Matt Holliday. Yadi gets intentionally walked by D-backs pitcher Matt Enright. Then McClellan strikes again, singles to right. All of a sudden, he's 2 for 2 and he's got 2 RBIs. Now on to Berkman. Already up 4-0. He goes yard to left center for his first homer as a Cardinal. But he doesn't end there. 9th inning, he goes opposite away again for a 2-run shot. Oh, did I mention John Jay does his best PUMA impression afterwards by going yard right after him. Moving on to Tuesday night, their fortunes weren't as good. They fall 13-8. This was supposed to be a pitcher's duel between Chris Carpenter and Armando Galarraga. You know, that guy who was just 1 out away from getting a perfect game last year, only to have it screwed up by a blown call. Yeah, that's him. But for Carp, it would be a start he would rather forget. The trouble starts in the first with 2 outs. He walks Justin Upton. Stephen Drew doubles, and Chris Young singles. All of a sudden, we're down 2-0. That changes in a hurry, as Lance homers again in his 3rd straight at-bat. And this time, David Freese follows him for his 2nd, and guess what? Tie game. Sadly, that's as close as we were going to get. Upton hits a 3-run shot in the 2nd. Colby Rasmus follows that up in the top of the 3rd with a solo shot of his own. Bottom of the 3rd, Galarraga helps his own cause out. He grounds out with the bases loaded, drives in a run. Chris Young hits a 2-run shot in the 4th, and it gets uglier by the minute. Carp would end up giving up 8 runs in 4 innings before he got pulled. In the 5th, Holliday singles in a run. Then Galarraga loads the bases and walks Schumacher to bring in yet another run. And while at this point Galarraga didn't have his best stuff, he couldn't find the strike zone if he could save his life. Now, the big question, knowing that what's going on with their pitcher, why in the hell would Yadier Molina proceed to swing at the first pitch? He did just that. Grounds out, rallies dead. Another run scores in the 5th, this time off Brian Talent. He eventually gets out of the inning, and he gets injured at the same time. Goes into first base weird, gets the out, and has a one-way trip to the DL. Next inning, Cards have a 3-run outburst with RBI singles from Rasmus, Berkman, and Freese. And once again, leave it to Yadi to ground out with the bases loaded and 2 out to end yet another rally. I guess that's the main reason why he wasn't playing on Wednesday night. Bottom of the inning, Ryan Roberts doubles in Russell Branyan, and pinch hitter Juan Miranda hits a 3-run shot in the 6th. It's pretty much out of reach from there. Brian Augenstein was responsible for those runs. He gets hurt an inning later with a pulled groin injury. He also gets to go to the disabled list. Good news. Jason Mott comes in, ends the hemorrhaging, but it wasn't pretty at all. Another note on this game. Diamondbacks manager Kirk Gibson gets ejected in the 3rd, arguing balls and strikes with home plate umpire Bob Davidson. Albert Pujols, he went 3 for 5, bringing his batting average up to 200. All of his hits, though, were singles. But hey, it's a start. Last night, they turned the tables. They win huge, taking the 3rd game 15-5. Lance Berkman, he hits a grand slam in the 2nd. after the Cardinals were already up 4-0. Schumacher, he homers in the 4th inning, which happens to be a 3-run shot. Even Jake Westbrook gets an RBI in this one. He also goes 5 1/3 innings, giving up 5 runs on 9 hits. Albert Pujols goes 2 for 3, scores 3 runs, and gets a 2-run single in the 5th. Perhaps, maybe, having the rest of your teammates hitting all around you could have something to do with you breaking out of your slump. But then again, it might be something to do with that appearance on 60 Minutes. Meanwhile, one of the callups who replaced Talent and Augenstein, Eduardo Sanchez, comes in the 8th, makes his Major League debut, pitches 2 solid innings, and, get this, he strikes out 5. In doing this, Sanchez becomes the first Cardinal rookie since 1982 to accomplish this feat, and only the 6th rookie to do this since 1950. As for the Big Puma, Fat Elvis, or whatever you want to call him, I'm not going to lie, I've never liked him that much. I enjoyed his cameo, however, with the Yankees last fall when he kind of tanked and really looked bad. I also shook my head in puzzlement when the Cardinals signed him on the offseason, but hitting .462 in the series with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. If he can put these kind of numbers up the entire season and not screw up too bad in the outfield, I may start to like him really quick. Our record is 5-7, and we'll try to hit the 500 mark this weekend in LA against the Dodgers, and Jaime Garcia gets the start tonight. And my question of the day, which I'm going off subject a bit for this one, is Barry Bonds headed to prison? As you may or may not know, the jury came back and convicted Bonds yesterday for obstruction of justice. The other 3 charges against him were ruled as a mistrial. More details on that coming soon. Let me know what your thoughts are on the subject. Submit your answers, comments, questions, responses, or anything else in the comment box below. Subscribe on YouTube and follow me on Twitter. As I said earlier, the Cards play the Dodgers, and if you're going to Dodger Stadium to root on the Cardinals this weekend, remember, use the buddy system. It could save your life, even though they increased their uniform police staff to 8 and ended half-price beer night. What? Have a great weekend, and go Cards!